Now let's get to some of your late news headlines. The Justice Department says it's ending investigations of 6 police agencies and canceling decrees proposed for Louisville after the fatal shooting of Breonna Taylor in Minneapolis after the murder of George Floyd. The consent decree is one of the tools the federal government uses to fight misconduct by local police departments. The decree in question was in court enforceable agreement mandating federal oversight over the Minneapolis Police Department. It was aimed to eliminate racial bias and excessive use of force and was in the final stages of implementation until today. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara spoke about this decision.
It's not enough to just do consent decrees. There's more that we have to do to change the reality of how people experience policing on the street.
Despite the news from the feds, there are still several state consent decrees still in effect for many of these police departments across the country or other efforts to introduce reform. Many of the leadership in those departments say that they will continue to try to do the work to make policing better in their respective communities. Today, House Republicans work to push across the finish line what President Trump calls his big, beautiful budget bill. House Speaker Mike Johnson was pushing a House vote on the bill as soon as this afternoon, but it's still unclear at this hour if the president will have the votes needed for the bill to pass due to a number of Republican holdouts. The budget package includes an additional $350 billion for border security, deportations and defense, and spending cuts to entitlement programs. But members of the House Freedom Caucus say that those cuts and efforts to root out waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicaid don't go far enough.
You're having 7 times more money going to the able-bodied than the vulnerable. We're trying to fix that.
I feel very confident that we're going to keep this bill moving tonight. Keeping this bill moving means passing it. And look, we know the margins are tight.
The markets tumbled today due in part to concerns the president's spending bill could lead to exploding federal deficits. The House Rules Committee began debating legislation this morning. The committee's vote is the last hurdle before the bill can go to the full House for a vote. Security failures leading to historic jailbreak in Orleans Parish are slowly unfolding. And for the first time since the outbreak, city and state officials laid eyes on the crime scene. To preserve the investigation, District Attorney Jason Williams wouldn't speak to the vulnerabilities inside the walls of the jail or how exactly 10 prisoners managed to escape Orleans Parish Correctional Center. But outdated security systems, broken cameras, and vendor confusion were just a few of the failures the sheriff's office cited.